welcome back to another Jazz Drum Q-Tip of the week. My name, of course, is Quincy Davis. Thank you so much for stopping by, especially if you are new. If you are new, you want to subscribe, you want to hit that like button, you want to leave a comment. I respond at the very least. I read all the comments. Guys, I'm trying to get to 50K. Can you get me to 50K subscribers? Doggone it, it's annoying. This 48, 49K situation is awkward. Today's lesson is really, really important because I'm going to be going over 10 extremely, yes, I mean that, 10 extremely important grooves that every drummer must know. I said that. I said you must know it. Now, of course, if you're only doing this for a hobby and you're doing this for fun, maybe you don't need to know every groove, but you should. Now, to all my professional drummers watching this, you all need this. You need this. This is a non-negotiable. All these styles are non-negotiables. You got to get comfortable with them at different tempos. Make sure you can solo in those styles. And I implore you to also study the culture and actually study the music that these grooves come from. This handout, which is free, which you can download, I'll put the link down below, is meant to just get you in the door in case you're on a gig and someone says, hey, let's put a samba beat on this. And you're like, what's a samba? Or worse, you play up what you think is a samba and it ain't a samba. I've seen that many times. So don't let that be you, okay? So pause the video, download this handout because it is free, okay? The link's down below, and come back, and you're back now, right? And you know what time it is. It's time to let me know if you guys are ready. So if you guys are ready, because you know I'm ready. If you're ready, then you need to let me know. Steve Barnes, Parker Sibley, Tom Carr, all you cats out there, Crazy Ned. Who else is out there? So many of you. If you guys are ready, if you've paused the video, you downloaded the handout, you're going to follow along. Even better yet, you're going to play along. Then you know what time it is. You need to let me know if you're ready by saying what? By saying what? By saying what? Let's. That's a good wind up. Go! All right, so this first groove is the classic shuffle. Now, something about the shuffle that you got to know. Okay? Something about the shuffle that you got to know. Do not try to be as free playing the shuffle as you are with other styles, such as just playing time and swinging on the ride cymbal. It's the limbs' duty to keep that shuffle groove going. So you have a little less freedom than normal. However, you can get some accents. You can play different accents, and you can get the bass drum to kind of be a little more expressive. So I'll demonstrate that. All right? And then, right? That's the shuffle, and be able to play it at different tempos. Also, there's so many different ways to play the shuffle, but that's just to get you in the door, okay? I'll demonstrate it at a slower tempo. Make sure you got a good roll to get you into the shuffle. Maybe you want to put a backbeat on it. You can do that with the bass drum. Or you can also let the shuffle in the ride cymbal as well. So your hands are kind of playing together, shuffling together. Okay? And as I stated, there's so many different types of shuffles. But this is just to get you in the door to make sure that you actually are capturing the true feeling and essence of a good shuffle. Of course, if you really want to hear a good shuffle, then listen to Art Blakey because his shuffle is incredible. Just go and listen to Moanin'. Okay, so that is the shuffle. All right. The waltz. We want to make sure that the waltz actually feels like a waltz. Don't get too concerned with the ride pattern as it's written on this handout. Most important is that you feel that bass drum on beat 1 of each measure. And then you'll notice in the left hand, I'm creating a little bit of the syncopated rhythm, the dotted quarter note feeling. So on the off beats. So it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1. But you can change the ride cymbal. You can just play quarter notes. That's easier. Or, and also, you can get away from that snare pattern, as actually you should, and try to get a little freer with it. If you can throw some triplets, that's even better, right? Get really comfortable with that. Something a lot of drummers avoid or have not practiced. One, just making sure you feel comfortable doing this as opposed to, right? But the other thing is soloing in 3. Keeping your feet ostinato going. That's really great practice, which you should definitely do, because you never know when someone says, hey, Q, take a solo. In 3, yikes. You don't want that. I love that one. I love that one. It's such a good one. Again, I've written this out a specific way, but as long as you have the feeling, and if you notice that melody, boom, boom, bop, boom, bicka boom, boom, got, boom, dicka boom, boom, bop. This is like my favorite things, like John Coltrane, right? Boom, 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 da, but a little faster. Boom, da, da, right? Really great groove to learn and get comfortable with. You got to make sure you're comfortable with that triplet, the rolling triplet feeling. That's what I call it, which is just a lot of times it's just right, left bass drum, right, left bass drum. 1, 2, 3. If you get comfortable. Right, get comfortable with that so that you can orchestrate it in different ways and insert it as that's kind of the solo or the fill language that goes along with that groove. Okay, so in context. Here comes the fill. All right. Right. Okay, I love that one. So, the feeling of Africa, especially West Africa, and that feeling of 1, 2, 3, 4, that's really, really crucial. And of course, this is where, in a kind of indirect way, where we get our triplet swing feel. Obviously, sounds very different, but the same elements are there, just orchestrated in a different way. So definitely learn this one. So the bell, there's 2 bell patterns. This one, the way it's written is, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So get comfortable with that, but also get comfortable with this one. If I can play it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that one is not written. So I'll play the first one as it's written, and then I'll play the second one, and you can check it out in the video and slow it down and learn it that way. So here we go. 1. And then the next one. Right? So it's a very subtle difference, but it is a difference. And with all of these, you never want to learn how to play them only one way. Okay, make sure you have multiple ways of playing them, and you feel comfortable getting in and out of those grooves. And something fun, this is for the advanced drummers watching this. I want you to try this, okay? So you can hear the relationship between the West African groove and the Elvin Jones groove that I just played previously, okay? I'll just play it and see if you can catch it. 1, 2. Here we go. Back Africa. All right, did you catch that one? It's a tricky one, and I may explain it in a short or on Instagram or something. Okay, so this is the NYC Mozambique groove. Okay, with this one, it's again with a lot of these Latin grooves and the African grooves, focus on the bell pattern first. Okay, and I did a whole video. I'll put the link up above, but I did a whole video on this specific groove, and it sounds like this. So it's 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And if you notice, I'm kind of playing on the downbeat with the hats and also playing off the beat. You should be comfortable doing both with the hi-hats. Now, don't confuse this bell pattern with the next one that I'm going to cover, which is called the cascara. Okay, we'll get into that in a second, but I want to make sure that you know that this is the Mozambique, and what really distinguishes it for me is hearing that anticipation at the end of the first measure. So if you notice, looking at the music, da 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 da. The cascara hits on the downbeat, dang dang da 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 da, which is different. It gives a different feeling. One thing, this is an extremely versatile groove that you can also swing. Okay, so I'm gonna play it swung. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And also, you'll notice that I kind of deviate a little bit from everything that's written there because not everything needs to be played equally as loud, right? The bass drum especially, some of those notes I don't even play. You can get away with just playing the downbeat and the and of 2, right? Or the and of 2 of both measures, and that's it. So you'll have to listen to different drummers use them to really understand how you can apply it to your own playing, okay? But that's a great one. So many famous songs. One in particular, Allah Supreme, right? Allah Supreme. Woo! for that reason alone, I advise you to learn it. Check it out. All right, so this is that cascara pattern I told you about. And specifically, it's 2-3 son clave, okay? So the clave that goes with it, even though I'm not playing it, just so you hear it. So maybe you can clap this along, clap along with me when I play it. So it sounds like this. 1. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So that goes perfectly with this bell pattern, which is 1, 2, and I'm going to play them together. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And then the actual pattern that I have written on the handout is kind of like what the timbali player would play, or even the conga player. Right? So it's mimicking that sound. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And then you add your feet. Now it's important to remember that this style specifically, in a lot of other Afro-Cuban styles, it's more the percussion, the hand percussion is the focus. So you don't have to go heavy feet. You can be expressive with your bass drum, but you don't need to play it heavy. In fact, you should try to play a little more subdued and bring out your hands more to mimic the sound and the feeling of playing hand percussion or timbali, okay? So, in context. All right. Right? Right. Okay. On to the next groove. All right, so maybe you've heard a groove like this. This is called the songo, and created by the great master drummer with Los Van Van. Changuito is his name, and he invented this style to kind of mimic the funk drumming that he would hear in the States, right? So this style is actually invented for the drum set, so you can really lay into the bass drum. In fact, you should, to add that element of funk, okay? And this is a super, super versatile style and groove that you can use in so many different ways, but make sure you can play it in its most basic form first. And the main thing is that you have this driving half note feel. And then you got the bass drum. Right? Add the snare drum. And you can add all kinds of comping ideas and figures to make it even more expressive. But definitely learn this. Of course, you can play it on the ride cymbal. You can play it on the cowbell. You can play it. You can move your left hand all around. There's a lot of freedom with it. So it's a lot of fun. Definitely learn the songo. Oye, ¿cómo va? Right? Oh! This is a super fun style to play, and it's not that difficult, actually. One of the key elements is that you have this driving 4/4 feeling, often played on a cha-cha-cha bell, right? Cowbell, because this is a cha-cha-cha, by the way. So it's da, do, 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 do. One of the biggest hits of this style is Watermelon Man. Hey, Watermelon Man. Mongo Santa Maria made that famous. But this is a great style. You can move it around the ride cymbal. And you can also play kind of a bongo beat. Right? And this style, the bass drum is kind of free to mimic maybe what the bass player is playing, which is cool. It's similar to a shuffle in that way. But it's a lot of fun to play. You should definitely learn how to play a cha-cha-cha. All right, now we're off to Brazil to play some samba. Okay, so this style you'll find very challenging if you're not comfortable with the bass drum. Boom, 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 playing doubles. It's a very good style and groove to work on to build your speed and your ability to play those doubles in the bass drum. Okay, so you actually may want to start with the next groove, which is the bossa. We'll get to that one. But this is the samba, and as it is on the handout, 1, 2. Now, you can also play your hands unison, okay, which is another very common way that Brazilian drummers play this groove. 2, 1, 2, 3. Right? And that helps also with kind of keeping things light. You can move your left hand to the snare drum. Just don't play the snare drum too loud. Just remember that. All right. All right, and the very last groove on this handout is called the Bossa Nova. It's a groove that we're probably familiar with from the famous Jobim song called Girl from Ipanema. And that groove sounds like this. Not to be confused with the samba. It's slower and it's more smooth and quieter. 1, 2. Da 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 da. Da 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 la 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 da 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 da. Right? Now you can put your right hand on the ride cymbal, of course. And I would advise you to add a slight accent with your right hand, mimicking your left hand. Okay, that's just going to add a little more feeling in that steady eighth note flow. Also, it's nice to play bossa novas with the brush. I call it the sticky and the brushy groove. So it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sticky and a brushy, and a sticky and a brushy, and a sticky and a brushy, sticky and a brushy, and a sticky and a... I'll be quiet. Right? You can play it really light. Really light. Right? All right, so that is the lesson. 10 extremely important grooves that every drummer must know. And I really encourage you to check out not just these grooves, but check out the styles that these and the music that these grooves come from, so that you're not just playing a beat, but you're playing a style and you're playing the music. Okay, so have fun with these. Of course, leave comments down below, subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, you know what to do, right? Practice hard, but practice smart. Take care. Bye-bye.